I'm Anne Rutherford, and this is the garden of 105 Dulwich Village in South London. If it had been possible for you to come last Sunday as planned, you would have arrived here from a gate to next door's beautiful garden, where you could have had teas and cream cakes on the lawn and possibly listened to some music. Unfortunately, this couldn't happen, so we're doing a little tour of my garden instead. At the moment, I'm standing by the area where I have my plant sale. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to sell the plants, so I'm in the process of repotting them all for next time. Spudlia tree we have specially for butterflies, though unfortunately hardly ever see any these days. And below it is a bed of nettles, also for butterflies, and there has been evidence of them laying eggs there this year, so I'm hoping it's red admirals. And right at the bottom is a pile of old poles and logs for stag beetles. Again, we don't see them very often, but we live in hopes. We're very keen on nature, and this is my son's moth trap. About every other day, weather permitting, he switches on this very, very bright light, and the moths arrive attracted by the light, and they slip down these perspex panels to the bottom where there are egg boxes, and they seem to sit there patiently until 5:30 in the morning, when he comes and photographs them and records them. And amazingly, he's had over 500 different species. This is the top level of our garden, and when we came here there was a swimming pool, which is why there's a gate through to next door. And when the children left home, we got rid of the swimming pool and instead we put in a water garden, and more recently this beautiful, what is it, a sculpture. It was created on the spot by James Parker, who's a charming young man from Edinburgh, and it's made from recycled roof tiles of the same slate as the rocks around the pond, and we're very, very pleased with it. This pond has a waterfall, and it's for wildlife. It has newts and leeches and all sorts of other creepy crawlies, and it's very restful. It's a lovely place to sit in the evening when you think you've done all you have to do. In time as the pond being put in, various surrounding trees and shrubs also arrived, including the cedar. We're about to go down to the next level, which was just a large rectangular lawn when we arrived. So I've taken all the corners off, and each one is slightly different. The one on the left here is a shrubbery, and all the trees and shrubs Columbia Road Market, probably about 30 years ago. And on the right there's a sort of a bed with all sorts of mix-up things, nothing in particular, and my gin and tonic seat. It gets the last of the evening sun, and so that's why it's called that. The bed on the left has a rose arch and tunnel. Unfortunately, since we put all that in, a huge oak tree has grown next door. That's 30 years worth of oak tree, and there's too much shade, so we've lost a lot of the roses, but we have other things there instead. And on the right is what I call my tall border, where I have delphiniums and sunflowers, rosebay willow herb. We're now going through the rose arch to the bottom level, and there are still some roses growing there, which is nice. Now, this is the only really old tree that we have. It's a mulberry tree, and there's one about the same size at Darwin's house in Kent, which is said to have played it as a child, so that gives you some idea of its age. This is where I hang bird feeders for the large birds, the magpies, parakeets, jackdaws, pigeons, woodpeckers and so on. And then they don't interfere with the small birds who are feeding on the other side of the garden, which we're about to show you. This is a fast food feeding station for the little birds. All the tits and robins, nuthatches. We've had blackcaps, occasional finches. And it's actually a dog cage which somebody gave me years ago. And I've been trying for years to find a parakeet-proof bird feeder, and this is it. I fill up the dishes every day, and they're very, very hungry, especially now they've got young ones to feed. That we put in with all the surrounding York paving, it replaced a large pampas grass, and the York stone came from factories in the north of England. It was absolutely filthy, so we all spent hours scrubbing it, and the larger paving slabs were 5 or 6 inches thick, so it was some undertaking. But in no time at all it looked as though it had been here forever. The beds around the pond are blue and white, apart from the odd foxglove which pops in uninvited. And this is my greenhouse, which I absolutely love. It's early 20th century. We have an advertisement for this particular model, dated 1935, which says that it's been doing good service for 30 years. I've got too many things in pots, but I can't resist acquiring other things which are not necessarily suitable for the garden. Very pretty Silene with that shocking pink flower. That's called Silene frivola rose. We have a butyrons in the background and sweet pea matricana. It's a tour by walking up the side path, and this long border is the only border that was here when we came, although it's got completely different planting now. This is an albizia tree which I've grown from seed, and it's about 4 years old, and I'm very excited because it's got little flower buds on it now. So for the first time we shall see the flowers. My daughter Claudia is a garden designer, and she recently worked very hard on this area, clearing away old laurel and branches and undergrowth. She's planted a few more interesting shrubs and sown woodland wildflower seeds so that we can enjoy them next spring. Thank you for looking at this video. We're really disappointed not to be able to open our gardens. That applies to 103 next door as well. And we hope maybe that next year you'll all be able to come and see it properly.